Alright, in today's video I'm going to be going over my process for drawing and tooling feathers. So I walk through drawing and tooling this one. This will be helpful for the feather pattern for my belt pattern pack. So if you have that, this will help clear up how to tool that feather. And then if you don't have that, I'll leave a link in the description to get that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. And along with questions, drop any video suggestions that you have or that you'd like to see me make. And thanks for watching. Alright, so I'm drawing out this belt here, and I'm going to be putting a feather right here. So the first step will be to put in the stem for it. And to do that, you're going to want to do just like this slightly curved line. So it's just a little bit of a curve to it. And then I draw my feathers in two parts. So the stem will start, or the tip of the feather will be like right here. And then I go and draw the one side, and then I go and draw the other. So the two ways you can come off of this point here is you can either do straight out, kind of rounded, or you can cut in and kind of go out. So the first one here, it just bows straight out, and then this one here, it comes in a little bit. And you can just kind of play around with those. You could do two bowed out, you could do both of them coming in, or what I normally do is just like this, where I have one of each. So you got this one bowed out, and they come to like the same point about. So then once you get that initial start out, you're gonna come and do kind of like a U shape, coming back towards the stem, but not all the way to the stem. And then you'll start another line right there. That's pretty close, but to there, but not touching. And that one, you're gonna go the other way, like a little U, like that. And then cut in at the end. So you have that. And then you come from this this U right here, you just come straight off that and then come back in towards your stem. And then this part right here, you can just connect like that, and that's your one side. So you go through on the other side, make this U, bring it back, bring it in, carry on this line, and then go back to the stem. So there's the shape of the feather. And then if your stem is just a single line, then obviously you're going to want to go back through and just add another line. And there is the drawing of it. And the next thing will be to cut it out with a swivel knife. Alright, now that the feather's drawn out, we're going to case it to get ready to tool. So the way that you do that is while it's dry, just take some painter's tape or masking tape, and then you flip the belt over so that you have the back facing you, and then just put a layer of tape on it, and then you want to make sure you press it down to get a nice solid stick for it. And the point of the tape is so that once you're tooling it, as you hit the leather, it doesn't stretch out and change the dimensions of the leather. So you get that stuck on. rip it off. And it's very important that you put the tape on before you get it wet, because if you get it wet and you put it in the bag to case it, when you pull it out, it's not going to stick to the back once it's wet. So once you have the tape on, then I'll just take a spray bottle filled with just water, and then go ahead and just get a nice spray on it. And even though you're not tooling up here, you're going to want to get that wet just so that when it dies, it dies even. And you want to get it pretty wet. And I usually do this over a garbage can just so that when it drips, it's not dripping on the floor. Alright, now that we got that good spray on there, just take it and roll it up. And then just take a large Ziploc bag, or whatever size Ziploc bag that will fit it. Put it inside, and then I usually just spray a little bit inside the bag just to get the moisture in there. And then just seal the bag off. And then we'll let that sit for about an hour. And the reason that you do this is just to get the moisture to get through into the middle of the belt and just get it evenly in the belt. So yeah, like I said, let that sit for an hour, and then we'll come back to tool it. Alright, so it was casing for about an hour and a half. I just took it out, and then we can head over to the tooling bench. Before I start cutting out with the swivel knife, I'll just go ahead and give it one good spray down with the spray bottle. So here we are at the tool bench. So the first step to tooling it will be running over all the lines that you made with your swivel knife. And before every time you use your swivel knife, you're going to want to use some sort of compound. I think the most common one is Jeweler's Rouge, but this is a compound from the guy who made my swivel knife, which was Leather Wranglers. So just run that over a couple times. And then I'll go ahead and start carving out this belt, and then I'll stop when I get to the feather. Alright, so we got to the feather here. And then with the swivel knife, you want to remember to cut on the back of the blade. And then I just start at the top here. Do this first little section. And then any point where it comes in, you just want to fade. Kind of do a gradual fade away and slowly lift up. So then you can go in and do the second cut. And then again, it's going to come in here. So we'll just lift up the blade as you're pulling back. You can see how it's deeper there, and then it comes in lighter. And then just this last little part, you don't have to fade away because that's going back into the stem. And then we'll go ahead the other way, fade away as you get in. Do this next little section, fade away, and then so that fade away coming in here, it just kind of gives it more flow to the feather. And then once I got the outside cut, I can come in and cut the stem. And you want to treat the stem like a long line, so towards the end of it, you're gonna lift up your swivel knife to have it just kind of disappear there. So yeah, that's all there is for this cutting of it. And then so I'll finish carving out this belt and then come back for the tooling. All right, now that I got it all carved out, the first step will be to take the edge beveler and then just go around the outside of the feather, pushing the background out. So the flat side of the bevel you want facing towards the feather, and then the angled side you want facing the background. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then just like with the swivel knife, when you get close to here, you want to tap lighter just to give it that fade look. Got it beveled out. And then the way that I add detail is using this tool from Tandy. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's got these little grains in them. And you can just take them and it adds those little streaks in there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but so I just take that and just rub it, and I kind of do it. Okay, so when I'm doing these detailed lines in here, I start at the stem and then I kind of go at an angle. So I don't go straight out and I don't go up and down, just an angle. And then, so this angle will be going out that way, and then on this side of the stem, go back out the other way. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And I do it kind of messy. I don't try to get it in any like straight lines or anything. I just feel like it looks more natural if you do it messy looking. So there we have the one side with detail in it. And then we can go ahead and do the other side. So and there we have the feather. If you wanted to, you could go in and add decoration cuts with the swivel knife, but I generally don't do that. But it's just all personal preference. And then if you didn't want to use a tool like this, what you could go ahead and use is just kind of anything with a semi-pointy end to it. What I used to use is mechanical pencils, but then I just put the lead in, so it's just like the plastic tip, and then that would help get it done. But yeah, so it's just kind of up to you however you want the final look to be. But that's tool I found has worked a lot better than the pencil has, but it would be the same process. Be sure to comment if you have any questions, and I hope this helped. Thanks for watching.